Yud Nisan in a nutshell. We are not permitted to listen to Loshon Hara spoken by our parents. It is a great mitzvah to respectfully ask parents to refrain from speaking Loshon Hara between children and parents. It is told that a chassid once came to his Rebbe and said, "Please, Rebbe, give me a bracha that my children should want to study Torah." The Rebbe replied, "I suggest that if you want your children to learn, you yourself should begin to learn. Otherwise, your children will grow up the same way as you, and they will one day come to me for a bracha that their children should want to learn." The point of the story is that children imitate what they see. The Chofetz Chaim says that the same applies to instructing children to avoid Loshon Hara. If parents set a proper example and are careful to avoid speaking Loshon Hara, then they can demand of their children to do the same. If, however, parents regularly speak against others and then tell their children, "Stop speaking Loshon Hara," their words will have little effect. If a father tells his child, "Mr. Stone, that fellow who sits next to me in shul is not a very nice person," the child is not permitted to believe it, just as he may not believe such Loshon Hara from anyone. What the child should do is tell his father privately, "I do not mean to be disrespectful, but could it be that what you told me about that man in shul was actually Loshon Hara?" It is a great mitzvah to point this out to the parent, so that hopefully he will be more careful with his words in the future. The Torah states, rebuke your fellow Jew and do not bear a sin because of him. It is a mitzvah and an obligation to try to correct another Jew's sinful behavior. Our sages learned from the words lo sisal chet and do not bear a sin because of him that we should not sin in the manner in which we offer criticism. This means that though we have to criticize a sinner and point out his mistakes, we should not sin by embarrassing him. Rather, we should address him respectfully and preferably in private. This applies any time we must point out someone's sins. Surely, this is true when pointing out our parents' sins. If parents are speaking Loshon Hara, we must try to stop them. The Chofetz Chaim states that if we remain silent, we will be held accountable in heaven for permitting them to continue to commit this terrible sin. At the same time, we must try to be very careful to address them with the utmost respect. We must speak to them in a way that makes it clear our great love and respect for our father and mother, who brought us into this world and do far more for us than we can ever repay. Again, in a nutshell, we are not permitted to listen to Loshon Hara spoken by our parents. It is a great mitzvah to respectfully ask parents to refrain from speaking Loshon Hara. Have a wonderful day.